Hello, I'm Chris. Welcome back to Marine Corner. Hope you're doing well and having a good week so far. Just catching up with the Corner by Books. This is week 12. What have I been doing? I had my son last weekend, so we went out and about. I did do a bit of book shopping, but only window shopping. I did see a couple of books I fancied, but I've got enough to read and I want to carry on with this challenge I'm doing. So that's that. Been to the gym this week and been to work. Other than that, I've been reading. We've been watching The Witcher, which is really good. It's based on a book, but I'm not sure who the book's by. But really enjoying that so far. It's got Henry Cavill in it. What else? That's about it, really. Not much else to really report on what I've been doing. Seeing my son tonight, which was nice. Seeing him tomorrow for his disco. He's going as Deadpool to his Halloween disco. They call it a Monster Mash. So that should be good. I said, who do you want to take you? He said, you. Well, okay. I'm not going to say no to my son. I think he knows that. I think he's got me wrapped around his little finger. But he's happy now. He knows I'm taking him. So, it cost me a couple of quid to give him some money for the tuck shop and stuff so he can get some sweets or hot dogs or whatever they do. It's been a while since I've been. Because when you first start going, you have to stay with them until they get a certain age, and then it's like, right, you can drop me off and go. So can I not come dancing with you? And he's going, no. So I don't get to go anymore. That's fine by me. So I'll probably sit at mum and dad's, read my book and then pick him up. Because it's near mum and dad's to school. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. What have I read? So I finished a couple of books this week. Not as many as last week, but happy with the ones I've finished. And it kind of gives me a clear slate for later. But yeah. Oh, and by the way, I'm filming this tonight because I'm taking him to his disco tomorrow. I'm not sure what time I'll get back home. So that's that. So first up, I've got Stephen King, the Batman books. I finished Road to Work. I enjoyed it. It was all right, but I still think The Long Walk is my favourite out of the three I've read in here so far. It was about a guy called... His name's gone. Oh, no. Let's see if I can find his name dead quick. Sorry about this. The reason I can't remember his name is because that's a long walk, sorry. The reason I can't remember his name is because he has somebody else in his head. Bart. He's called Barton or Bart. Yeah, he's called Bart. I'm not sure what it's short for now. But he thinks he's called Fred as well. Not thinks he's Fred. He's got Fred in his head. So, yeah. Sorry, I've just got a message. I was just clearing it off. So yeah, that's that. It's really good so far. Really enjoyed it. Want to read more. I'm going to read Dance Macabre next. But yeah, it's about a guy and he works for a laundry place and they are building a road and he's not happy about the road because he's having to move his house, move the laundry place as well. And obviously he's got this guy in his head, so he goes a bit nuts in the end. So yeah, that's that. And then I also read another book. I'm trying not to give too many spoilers away, so if it's a bit brief, my description of books, that's why. And I read The Wasp Factory as well, which is by Ian Banks, which is about a guy called Frank, and who gets a phone call that his brother's on the way, and it's basically about that and about this lock study as well that he wants to get into and find out why it's locked in the study and stuff like that. It's a really interesting book. It's really good. I really enjoyed this more the second time around than I did the first time. There's quite a lot of child cruelty in this, and child murders and animal cruelty, which I don't necessarily agree with, but it's an interesting read, and it's definitely one that's, if you're into horror and I don't agree with it in books, but I can kind of take myself away and see it as a novel. If it was real, I think it'd be harder to read. If this was a non-fiction book, it'd be gruesome, it'd be horrible, and there's no way I could read it. But I take that away and read it that way. But yeah, I enjoyed it more a second time. I'm looking forward to reading Walking on Glass, as apparently that's really interesting. So yeah, that's that. And then tonight now, I'm going to sit down in a minute once I finish filming this. I've got quite a bit I want to talk to you, that's why I'm trying to do it quick fire. But I'm going to start this tonight. I should have started it the other day, but I'm definitely going to start reading this later once I sit down with a cup of tea in a minute. I can't wait for a cup of tea. I've not had a cup of tea all day. I have had coffee though, but I mean, a cup of tea can't be a cup of tea. So that's what I've read. That's what I'm reading next. And I've got a couple of other books I want to read as well. So I really want to read this before the end of the... Well, actually, yeah, this is the one I want to read at least. If I don't read anything else, and I read those by the end of January, I'm quite... I want to read this by the end of October, just because it's a spooky read. And if I can also get to these two as well, that'd be great. But if not, I'd probably rather get to the Fog than Island. But at least I would definitely want to get to that. So that's my next two reads. So we'll see how we get on with those. Really can't wait to read Coffin Path and Coco. Looking forward to both of those. What I've got planned for the channel, I want to keep the book tour going. I've not had a chance to do it yet because it was a busy weekend, and the chances I had to film, I just wanted to read. That's that. Also, I want to do a paperback tour of random paperbacks, but I decided to call it Paperback Jaunts because I've seen that there's a channel called Paperback Journeys, and I don't want to look like I've stolen the idea for it. Not that that matters really. It's still what it is. It's a journey among certain paperbacks. I'm not going to always pick stuff I've read. I think I'm going to start off like that just so I have a bit more to talk about and then hash them out. But then I think going forward, I'd like to pick books that I want to read and then read them. So I think that'd be quite interesting. Next up, I've got a couple of library books that I picked up. So I was taking all my library books back. I have Confidence and I have the art book out still that I'm reading, that I'm still currently reading. But then the guy went, there's some new releases over there. So I had a look at the new releases. So I ended up picking up Philip Roth's Portney's Complaint. It says, a disorder in which strongly felt ethical and altruistic impulses are perpetually warring, with extreme sexual longings, often of a perverse nature. Spielvogel says acts of exhibitionism, voyeurism, fetishism, autoeroticism, and oral coitus are plentiful as a consequence of the patient's morality. However, neither fantasy nor act issues in genuine sexual gratification, but rather in overriding feelings of shame and the dread of retribution, particularly in the form of castration. Spielvogel, The Puzzled Penis, International Zeitschrift for Psychoanalysis, Volume 24, page 909. It is believed by Spielvogel that many of the symptoms can be traced to the bonds obtained in the mother-child relationship. I don't know if I'm going to get this. I just fancied it on the shelf because I felt like I was being my arm twisted. And then when I went over to that shelf, I ended up seeing the music shelf. So I picked this up. I've only read the first two chapters so far, but quite enjoying it. It's Johnny Marr, who is the guitarist out of the Smiths. It's just his autobiography so far. It's, like I say, I'm only 21 pages in so far, so I'm just trying. I might read a chapter of this or two before I start Coco, but I just really fancied reading that, so that's why I picked. So I've got 4 library books at the minute, which I think's reasonable. I want to focus more on Mar, Confidence and the art book, so we'll see how we get on with them. And then finally, before I wrap up, I've got a couple of parcels. One is from a band, and the other is from Mike, which is Bibliophile Bookscape on YouTube. If you've not seen his channel, you need to check it out. But first up, I'm going to go with a band t-shirt, just because why not? And then we'll finish on some at Bookish then. Well, I presume it's Bookish. So first up, I'll show you the t-shirt. Well, I got a t-shirt. I'm not sure there's anything else in here. This is the band Swamp Coffin that I saw at the APF Records thing I went to the other week. And I decided to get myself a t-shirt. Oh, just making sure nothing's falling out. So first up, I'll just show you Swamp Coffin. That's how you spell it. I'll link them down below because I think they're awesome. I can't stop listening to the new album. I've made a playlist with all their albums on Spotify as well. It's long sleeve. I won't say what it says on the back because it's got swearing in it. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. And then one of the lyrics on the shirt is, and then on the other side, it's as cold as blood. As cold as blood. So yeah, I can't wait to wear this. I think I'm wearing it Saturday when I go and see my mate. Or I might wear it Saturday night when I go to a gig, although it's not a metal gig. That's a cool top. So that's that. Then finally, I'm just going to show what's in this parcel. I'm not sure what's in this, or if I'm going to be able to get into it. As I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that one when I was downstairs and could have got some scissors. Now I might have to brute force it now we're on camera. Oh wow. Wow. I have no idea what's in here, but I can see. I'm just going to try. Oh. Wow. This is really cool. Just make sure I've not missed anything. Not expecting more in it, obviously. I just want to check. So there's a dollar bill, which is really cool. I think I might have to use that as a bookmark. I think that's really cool. Made up with this. And it looks like there's some coins. Obviously American coins. This guy's from America. If you don't watch his channel, why are you watching mine? We should be watching him. So yeah, some money. And it looks like some bookmarks as well. You know, instead of using money for bookmarks, why not use an actual bookmark? So this one looks like a gardener's bookshop, which looks really cool. I think these are the same. Yeah, these are the same. Gardener's bookshops. So I'll be putting these away for using in books. Definitely. And then Once Upon a Time in a Bookstore Far, Far Away. That's really cool. Don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there we go. That's really cool, actually. I didn't quite see it on the video. It just makes it stand out a bit more. The lighting's not great in this room. Oh, wow. Book from paper. Preserving and recycling written words since 1972. That's really cool as well. And there's a little note as well. All right, okay. Yeah, so, right, so, let's see, because he's wrote a little note where these bookmarks are from. So this one is from Bentonville, AR, which I think is Arizona. I'm sure I'll get corrected if I'm wrong. The half-price books is this one, is from Olathe, KS, which I think Kansas. I'm sure Mike will be able to prompt me if I'm wrong. And these are from Tulsa, which is OK, which I think is Oklahoma. So yeah, I'm weighed up with that. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Mike. Wow. I'm putting that with my bookmarks, that dollar bill, because I think that's cool. And I'm going to put them coins as well. Thank you very much. Right, well, that's everything I wanted to talk about. I'm going to go and make a cup of tea and read my book. So I shall see you in the next one. Hopefully a book tour and a paperback, John. I have picked my paperback for that. So we'll show you that. I hope you're enjoying what you're reading. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.